Hi everybody, I'm Jeff Gluck. Welcome to SceneDaily.com. I'm here with Bob Pockrass, and Bob, we've wrapped up another season here, and
yay!
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
well,
good.
we have some
season.
We have some good memories from the season, right? So we're going to talk about the best races of the season today, or actually the best race. We have some nominees here.
My best races for the season were the ones where Gluck wasn't at, and
wow.
I didn't have to be around him the whole
Boy.
time. But okay, go ahead.
Share that with America.
Sorry,
oh, man,
yes.
That's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, I'll let you read the nominees here. This is the envelope.
Oh, okay. Best races of the year: the Daytona 500.
This is not in order, by the way.
Okay.
This is just our nominees.
Okay, Daytona 500. With Ryan Newman winning there at the end. I think he passed Tony Stewart there.
Yeah, it was
at
decent.
The end.
It was decent.
Okay, the first Richmond race.
Dale Jr. x Kyle Busch late.
Yeah, or Kyle Busch.
I mean, Kyle Busch x Dale Jr. Right? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clint Boyer goes on to win that one.
Right.
The second Talladega. Who won that race?
Well, I think Regan Smith, but
yeah,
we'll never know.
I think Tony Stewart. The second Dover race, the great battle at the end with all the Roush guys,
was good.
right?
That was pretty good. That was a great finish. The three Roush teammates.
It was, and I think Mark Martin would have won that if it had stayed green the last 40 or 50 laps. Yeah, he was coming on so strong. And then maybe Kansas.
Kansas was good. Well, I don't know if it was a good race, but it had a good finish because Carl tried to pass Jimmy at the end and got in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That was exciting.
Yeah, and kind of in that sense, too, I would put maybe Chicago in there. Not a great race, but late pass on the finish on the green-white checkered. Jimmy Johnson getting kind of passed by Kyle Busch, and that's when you thought Kyle Busch was going to go on and win the title because he showed he was that much better than Jimmy Johnson. But
well, let's hear the wrong answer first. What's your best race of the year?
My best race of the year would be Talladega 2 because of the controversy. And
what's this guy thinking?
Lots of different passing for the lead, and then the whole Regan Smith versus Tony Stewart. You had Tony wanting to win for his team, going away, yada yada yada. And
that might have been the
Regan
biggest
Smith.
controversy of the year, Bob. But I mean, the best race. I mean, what else about that race was good besides NASCAR kind of screwing up the end there? What was good about that?
That's what made it exciting.
Oh,
and
so you want we want NASCAR to be wrong more next year? Is that what you're saying?
We want NASCAR to have to make tough decisions at the end of races because guys are racing for the win.
Okay, well that's fair. Well, I think that we actually saw guys actually racing for the win at Dover. Carl Edwards, Greg Biffle, Matt Kenseth. That was an exciting race. They were back and forth the last few laps. That is racing right there, and that's what's an exciting race. I mean, the fact that Richmond's up there because the Kyle Busch Dale Jr. thing, that's maybe the most memorable race for me for the season because of what happened there. But Denny Hamlin led almost that entire race, so it wasn't a great race really. But for just talking about racing, and that's the same thing as Talladega, but talking about racing, Bob, how do you beat Dover?
Because Dover and Talladega are such different styles, and obviously Talladega is kind of like the chase because it's with the restrictor plates, it keeps everybody bunched together, and so you're going to have a lot of changes for the lead, and you're going to have guys trying to figure out the draft. The thing I like about Talladega is that in order to win Talladega, you almost have to kind of learn as the race goes along who's strong in the draft, who to go with, who not to go with. So you kind of use the first 450 miles to learn what you should do the last 50.
Is that one about when Carl Edwards came up the last 50 there and made his little mistake?
Well, he obviously didn't learn good enough, did he?
He hung around the back the first 450, I guess.
So, but that's why I would go with Talladega. But I can understand you wanting Dover. The thing about Dover is that they're just like, in a way, kind of Talladega. There aren't a lot of tracks like Dover. So it's always, when you get to a track like that, it's not like the cookie cutter 1.5s where everybody kind of knows what's going to happen or who's going to be good.
But Dover doesn't always have great races. I mean, I don't think the spring race at Dover was very good, if I remember right. And we've had a lot of boring long races at Dover, just like a lot of other tracks that aren't restrictor plate tracks or road courses or short tracks. But this Dover race in September was just that special with the end, and there was passes for the lead the whole time, and that actually kind of gave us hope that the car tomorrow, the new car, was going to be pretty decent. And maybe we were led on a little bit there, but there's hope for the future at least if you look at that track. So I don't know. Well, the bottom line is hopefully we need to see more good races next year, because we only have a very short list of good races this year, and I think we're all hoping that next year there's a long list to choose from instead of a short list. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and we'll see you next time on SceneDaily.com.